Listen up if this is your first time ever watching one of these videos. We are 35 subscribers away from our biggest milestone so far of 2,000 subscribers. We're going to be here through the good. We're going to be here through the bad, and we're going to be here through the ugly. And right now, I think we're in the ugly. So if you love the Red Sox, no matter what, hit that subscribe button and join the family today. Welcome into another edition of the Red Sox Rundown. I don't know. I feel like we're making the same video every night, but we do have an interesting trade idea to talk about tonight, which we're going to talk about right now, and then we will get into the game, and we'll have a little therapy session, crash out moment, whatever you want to call it. We'll do the things. But Kevin Ace of the San Diego Union-Tribune put out an article about the Padres and said the following. He said the Padres have begun exploring the trade market for a left fielder, and people have started connecting the Red Sox to the Padres. And we got a very interesting article from Jon Vankin of Newsweek, I believe, is where he's from. And he put together an interesting trade idea that I wanted to examine today. Let's just start with some quotes from Jon Vankin. And it features a player that I'm not fond of getting rid of, and an outfielder that I would keep. But let's see what he has to say, and then I'll give my thoughts. Here's what Jon Vankin had to say about a potential Red Sox trade with the Padres. He said, the Red Sox have yet to find a place for Anthony with 3 outfield spots occupied. Trading left fielder Jarren Duran, the MVP of the 2024 All-Star Game, to San Diego would open up that spot for Anthony. Duran would make an attractive target for the Padres at an economical $3.75 million one-year contract and under team control through 2028. His contract contains a 2026 club option for $8 million, but if that option is declined, Duran would be eligible for salary arbitration. That's not even the worst part. I'm going to get to the second quote, and then I'm going to give my thoughts. Here's more from Vankin about why they would trade Duran. He says, why would the Red Sox part with Duran? The fact is he simply is not living up to the standards he set last year so far. His OPS is down to 792 from 834 last season. He belted 21 home runs in 2024. At this pace, given the same number of plate appearances, he would hit only 12 this year. This is stupid. I'm just going to make that clear. This is stupid. You're not trading away one of the lifebloods of your organization. This is stupid. According to Tyler Milliken, and this tweet was before last night's game, okay, so I just want to make that clear. Duran did not have a good game last night. I understand. He went 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. Not a good game. Or 0 for 4 with 3, whatever. Not a good game for Duran last night. But coming into the game last night, since the 27th of April, Duran is slashing .310, .352, .491 with an .843 OPS. 3 home runs, 6 doubles, 3 triples, 21 RBIs. His K rate is high, his walk rate is low, but he's got a 132 WRC plus. Very similar numbers to his campaign in 2024. So the whole point of, he just hasn't done what he did in the past. He started off slow last season, and then he springboarded into the all-star that we knew him to be. That point, and then if you look at the stats, he's on the same kind of clip as he was last year. That point is completely null and void here. Completely. And here's another thing. If you're trading away an outfielder, and I get the point of the economical contract. You know, Duran is on a very small contract, a highly tradable contract. I get it. But if you're trading away an outfielder, he's not the one. The only option of an outfielder that I would trade away right now is Ceddanne Rafaela. And that is the only option I've had for months. And that is the only option I will have until the end of the year and beyond. Ceddanne Rafaela has not lived up to the billing. And I know you give him that contract, but it is a digestible contract. It is not a contract that is incredibly hard to get out of. So if I'm trading someone, I'm trading Rafaela. I'm not trading one of the lifebloods of your offense, one of the spark plugs of the top of your order. I'm not doing that. Duran showed last night that he still has that great defensive ability that he had, that everyone is saying, you got to keep Rafaela in the lineup because of his defense. Well, we've seen Jarren Duran play Gold Glove level defense. It's not happening. It's stupid. If you want to really lose the clubhouse, you lose one of the lifebloods of your lineup. One of your key contributors when the rest of the lineup has done absolutely nothing. It's stupid. You let me know, though. Am I totally off base? Would you trade Jarren Duran? Am I totally off base? You let me know. T for trade if you would. K for keep if you'd keep him. I am spamming K for keep. There's no reason. It's stupid. Don't do it. It makes no sense. You guys let me know. T for trade. K for keep. Now, the thought of trading Duran and using his stats as the reason why was insulting enough. But then you get into the trade idea from Vanek, and I wanted to throw up. Here's what he had to say. The Red Sox remain in need of a first baseman since the season-ending injury of Tristan Casas. He spelled Tristan wrong. On May 2nd. Padres utility man Gavin Sheets, great, who has 97 major league games at first in his resume, would be a likely piece of a larger package in return for Jarren Duran. No. So here's the trade idea. The Red Sox receive Gavin Sheets, Francis Pena, who's a pitching prospect, the number 18 prospect in their organization, plus maybe another pitching prospect for Jarren Duran. No. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Look, Gavin Sheets has played well this year. He has. I'm not gonna go out there and say he has not. He's put together a pretty good campaign as of late. He has. And you'd have a net positive there. But the cost is too much. He's not worth Jarren Duran. I can't. He's not worth Jarren Duran. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it to me. I don't think it'd be worth it for the Red Sox. It doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't do it. I personally would not do it. If you're going to do it, Ceddanne is a more likely option. I think Jarren Duran is way more valuable to this franchise than you might think he is. And at the end of the day, using the argument that Duran's stats are not as good as last year is null and void when you look at, since the 27th of April, how great he's played. It makes no sense. I'm not giving him away. I'm staying firm on that. If you're going to give away an outfielder, it should be Ceddanne. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm crazy. But I wouldn't do it. You let me know, though. This is why we have the comment section. I want to hear from you. Would you make this trade of Jarren Duran for Gavin Sheets? Let me know. If you would accept, D if you would decline. I'm going to type my D for decline. I can't. I cannot do it. Again, Sheets has had a good year. I'm not going to say he hasn't had a good year. But Duran is the lifeblood of this lineup. And I think that he is more valuable in that trade than what the Red Sox would be getting back in return. But you let me know again. A for accept, D for decline. I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. We're going to get into the game in a second, but first I did want to make the note. I did a short yesterday. The Red Sox did trade Sean Newcomb to the Athletics. They got cash back in return. Newcomb, he did what he needed to do. And I think he actually was pretty impressive for the Red Sox. He had a role that is a very undesirable role of the long reliever that you kind of throw in when you're either thrown in the towel or you're up by a lot and you need to eat innings. And he did that. He did the job well. Kudos to him. Hats off to him. I wish him nothing but success in the future. Red Sox get some cash back in return. So yeah, I mean that's great. He's got history in the athletics system. So going back to somewhere he's a little bit familiar with. And again, the Red Sox get cash in return. I don't know what they're going to do with that cash. They should pay us they should pay us to watch this team right now, but it is what it is at the end of the day. All right, we're going to get into the game in a sec. But again, I just got to remind you guys, like I did at the beginning of the show, 35 subscribers away from our next goal. My bosses have been breathing down my neck trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. They're like, Jack, you got to get to 2,000 subscribers. Do Red Sox fans, do they care about the content? Do they want you to continue to make content? I want to keep making content. I want to do more watch parties, but they need to see the numbers. This is a numbers game. And so to get to that 2,000 subscriber threshold, that is a big vote of confidence. And they will stop breathing down my back. So help me get the bosses off my back is what I'm saying. If you love the Red Sox, I'm going to be here making videos no matter how good or bad they are. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I would really, really appreciate it. All right, let's do it. Red Sox lose 5-1. These get tougher and tougher every single night. You lose in extra innings. Christian Yelich walk-off grand slam. I mean, how poetic you lose on a walk-off grand slam. Is that the second time this year that you've lost on a walk-off grand slam? I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. I don't remember. All the losses kind of meld together now at this point. Richard Fitz was back, which was great to see. He pitched well. 3 innings, only 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 Ks. He wasn't going to pitch long. He was on a short leash because this was still technically a rehab start. So he did what he needed to do. He stretched out. He ate some innings, which was great. Brendan Bernardino came in, had a perfect fourth. Greg Weissert came in and had an inning and a third of really good ball. Justin Wilson came in and had a really good inning and a third of ball. Justin Slayton came in and had a really, the bullpen. You used 6 relievers tonight. You used basically your entire bullpen tonight. You needed to win this game tonight if you were going to put all the chips on the table because your bullpen's already gassed and you've got no shot tomorrow. You got no shot today with Brian Bayo on the mound on a getaway day and an early day to have your bullpen at full strength. It's just not happening. So, yeah, you needed to win tonight, and you didn't. Aroldis Chapman comes in the 9th, blows the save. He goes 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 K. It was like a double, a walk, and then like another hit. I mean, it just, it is what it is. The Brewers played a good ball game, and then you get into the 10th, and Liam Hendriks, Mr. I'm going to complain about my playing time, comes in. He gives up 2 hits, 1 walk, and the walk-off grand slam. No strikeouts, no nothing. I'm just gonna say it like it is. I'm just gonna say it like it is. Liam Hendriks should never be allowed to complain about playing time ever again. I believe, according to Tyler Milliken, who's my go-to for these types of obscure stats, they're not even obscure stats; they're just the stats. Where is it? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Gordo. It's probably Gordo. I'm not going to be able to find it. But basically, Hendricks has given up, I believe, 10 earned runs and like 7 walks and 13 innings of work. So the hypothesis of pitch me more and I'll be better, yeah, that's not working out for Liam Hendriks. It's just not. So Liam, if you're watching, I respect you. You've been through a lot. You're an absolute warrior. Stop complaining about your playing time. You haven't earned it. You just haven't earned it. The lineup, honestly, though, was worse. We talk about the pitching, but the lineup was worse. Red Sox, 7 hits tonight, 2 walks, strike out 10 times, only score 1 run. It was on a passed ball, so they didn't even hit in the run. It was an error, basically, by the Brewers. Jarren Duran goes 0 for 5 tonight with 4 Ks. It's probably one of the worst games of his career. But I give him some leeway because he's been hitting so well. Rafael Devers goes 1 for 5 tonight with 2 Ks. Yeah, you're not cutting it. The top 3 in your order went 1 for 13 tonight with 6 Ks. Yeah, it's not great. Christian Campbell had a hit tonight, but also had 2 Ks. Wilyer Abreu went 1 for 4. Marcelo Meyer was the high point of this night. He went 2 for 3 with a walk. The Rook, who's in like his 4th major league game, had the best offensive night for this team. Trevor Story, oh God, 0 for 4 with a K. Trevor Story, every time he came up to bat, had runners on, and he did absolutely nothing. Yeah, I don't know at this point. I don't know what to do. Roman Anthony should be on this roster, but I'm beating a dead horse by saying that. He had a home run last night that had an exit velo of 115 miles an hour. There's nothing left for him to prove in AAA. Again, I had someone in the comments, and I hope you're watching because I didn't actually, you know what? I'm getting spicy tonight. I'm calling out the comments. I'm calling out the comments tonight. I had someone in the comments kind of come at me about the argument I made the other day about roster manipulation. Here it is. Hank Chapman 8879. Hello, welcome to the show. He says there's 0 chance they're holding Anthony back for service time manipulation. That is a story being basically, it's propaganda from podcasters and social media. They aren't ready to give up Ceddanne's glove in center field at this point. All right, Hank. So I did a little digging today, and I learned, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but if a rookie comes up and they didn't play the entire season and they finish in the top 2 of Rookie of the Year voting, they then get an entire year of service time. They get a full year of service time. So you mean to tell me that the Red Sox are not holding him back so that he cannot finish top 2 in Rookie of the Year voting so that he gets that full year of service time? You're telling me that that's just propaganda by all the podcasters and social media members of Red Sox Nation. That's what you're telling me. But does that sound realistic to you? That it's just propaganda? Seems pretty legit to me. It seems pretty legit to all of the Red Sox media members that have called it out in the past few days. So tell me, Hank, does that make sense to you or not? They are manipulating Roman Anthony's service time. That's what they're doing. You can pretend like they're not, but it is. And it's a disgrace because this team, while one player's not going to save them, you probably score more than 1 run every night. I don't know, though. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't think I am. Because it makes logical sense. That's just me, though. Back to what I was saying, Roman Anthony should be on this roster. He won't be, but he should be. There was an interesting tweet by Catillo a little bit ago. And it's actually an interesting thought. So they've got a noon game today, local time. So nothing's going to happen today before the game. But Catillo notes you have to wonder about the off day on Thursday. He said it isn't informed, he's just guessing. So he doesn't have any inside scoops. He says, but you wonder if something major happens on Thursday. It's an interesting thought. Red Sox have an off day. They can make a roster move. They could fire a coach, not Cora. Cora is not in jeopardy. It's just not going to happen, guys. Cora is not getting fired. But it's something to think about. Something could happen. Something could happen on Thursday. So buckle up. Buckle your britches. Because if they get swept, something's got to happen. You cannot be satisfied with what's going on. That's where I'm going to leave it. Confidence level in the Red Sox going forward, scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to give it a 2. I think I was at a 3 in the last time I asked this, which was a few days ago. I'm at a 2 now. I'm not going to go to a 1 because they're not as bad as the Rockies, but I'm at a 2. I have no confidence without Alex Bregman in this lineup. I just don't. But you let me know. Scale of 1 to 10. That's where I'm going to sign off, guys. A little bit of a longer video, but I had a lot of thoughts, a lot of things I wanted to talk about. So I appreciate you all for sticking in and hanging out. Again, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And until next time, go Sox.